Good morning. Welcome into a lifetime achieving YouTube channel and program. As I'm sure you are all well aware, um, I don't I don't take compliments well, but huge thank you to the X11 Bravo team for this super kind, I didn't even realize recognition. That was really nice to wake up to this morning and be like, oh, I okay. But I want you all to know this. That's the end, right? We're done. Achievement unlocked. There's nothing. There's nothing left. That's it. We have achieved a lifetime in these years, and we're good, right? That's the end. Cap. Right? That's what happens to actors, right? You get that lifetime achievement award, and you just stop making movies, right? You're good. That's how that works. I think that's how I understand. That's how I always understood it. Maybe I'm remembering wrong. Morning, Jen. How are you doing this morning? I have your swag on the way. It has not arrived yet, but for those that don't know, there is an entire swag thing happening over here. So if you go to her channel and you watch the latest video, because you all should be watching Casually Comics, click on the link down below, and there's like a little Teespring, or is it a TeePublic? I don't remember which. She's got sweet swag, man. I bought 2 shirts. They're on the way. On their way here soon. Good morning, TM. How are you doing this morning, Travis? How are things in the frosty north? I'm having a little tea this morning. Hope things are going well. Hope you're not too cold up there. I don't even know that I could fully get into this the life of a man. I mean, I've only been on YouTube a little bit. I think Super Russ has been on YouTube a lot longer than me, and I have a Super Russ T-shirt on the way too, which I really hope looks as good as it does online, because it's like his face and his pose and the big Super R, and I got all that stuff coming. It's all happening. My man Luke Hydra Collectibles is starting a new live stream series that I'm hoping to join here soon. And he's going to be having community members on and talking comics on the weekends. With the time difference between England and the US, especially the West Coast of the US, we're going to try to see how our schedules can match up. But I do want to be involved, definitely. Good morning to JP, who I'm shirking as well of late, because apparently my dad wants to do a barbecue on Sunday, which means I can't do Dungeons and Dragons, which is kind of a bummer. The girls are mostly awake. I know Charlie is more awake than Kate, who was at it. Kate was at a birthday party until about 10 o'clock last night. She was, teenager. It was a costume birthday party. And Kate was dressed as Captain Marvel. She had a sash and the whole thing. It was a Halloween costume from a couple years ago that still fit, surprisingly. And she had a blast. Sounded like a whole lot of fun going on there. Bagels are out, and Charlie is just kind of mostly awake. Mostly coming around to it. Jeff Schultz, what is going on to you? How is Chicago doing this morning? Hope you're staying warm. I guess we're supposed to find a senior citizen. I mean, I'm 45 this summer, so achievement lifetime. I've achieved a lifetime of things. Good morning to you. What's going on, JD, this morning? I know he's been on the hunt a lot lately. I have been a louse when it comes to the hunt. I've been way off. I need to get back out there, though. He's the guy that's going to get me. Mars, what's going on? Good to see you this morning. I hope you're having a morning that's going well. Let's see here. Did I catch everybody? Everybody's saying hi to everybody. Dungeons and Dragons and barbecue. I'm sure my family would absolutely love that. JP did get a nomination as well. I don't handle things well. I think he feels that we called him old. I mean, kind of, or implying that I've been on YouTube a long. I mean, I really haven't been doing this. Honestly, I feel guilty because there's a ton of people doing it better and longer than me. Because that's not true. I'm upset with the shirt selection today, John. No guns in Cali. Look, no, I went with the dark side thing because if you noticed by the thumbnail, I thought it would be nice to look at some great covers by Neal Adams, and I don't have that many. I've got 3 right here behind me. His X-Men 57, this Brave and the Bold cover with the Spectre, and I've got remarked my best Neal Adams book is this issue number 134 of Jimmy Olsen with the beautiful remark and signature by Neal Adams. That's probably the nicest Neal Adams thing I have in my collection. Just very sad to hear the news. There you go. Sad to hear the news that one of our all-time great comic book artists had passed away. Absolutely a mega talent. And his covers are iconic. And I actually loaded a few that I can share. Just if you're not familiar with his artwork or you're not sure what he worked on, it might be a fun thing to look over. Apologizing in advance for having to wear my face. The only person you should apologize to is my wife, because every once in a while, you're getting close and snuggly with the wife, and then she looks down and it's Tony, the old wolf, or in this case, it's Darkseid with Whitewell Comics' beard. So every once in a while, she's like, can you wear something? I don't know, so that it doesn't have some random dude's face on it. No is the correct answer. Let's see. It wouldn't be if it. Bueller. You want Bueller too? Oh man. Now Bueller maybe has more of a lifetime achievement. I mean, Bueller's pretty amazing too. My kid whipped that up for me in like 2 minutes. What did I miss? What did he whip up? I want to know. Your new logo. This one, the Mars Comics logo. Really cool. Yes, very tightly done. Simon R., good morning. Good to see you. I hope you're feeling well. Hope you're doing well. John, gift your dad a +5 grilling. I mean, if I was on the East Coast, I could do both. I could barbecue, and then 3 hours later, I could do the Dungeons and Dragons. But it didn't work out. You want to just eat your bagel? Your bagel's right there. Sleepy. Kate's now in the room. If you want to go back and lay down in bed, go back and lay down. You were up late. Yes, JP, you were nominated for the Comic Community Awards. You got nominated for Best. Was it Speculation? I can't remember. It's on Instagram. Chet says JO134 is a beaut. Yep. Let's see here. Well, we were instructed to find someone who had been on YouTube for 3 years and achieved something special, not their age. I'm just teasing, man. I'm just joking. I can't help. I don't take compliments well. What is up, Robert G? What is going on? Good to see you, sir. Hitting the golf course this morning, Justin. I was off my my Quirtle, all the duels. I was off my game today. So I did not put in my best. Yesterday I did way better. Today was an epic fail. Aggressively relaxed and said I could be nominated, but there's no confusing nonsense category. But then you'd have a lot of competition. Confusing nonsense is my jam. New York Mets had a no-hitter against the Phillies. Yes, I do believe they did. And we haven't had anybody in the chat yet.
Pop-Up sent me that. That is so funny.
So I don't think Pop is in the chat yet. Hello to the Grand Master. Good morning. Yeah, my Wordle was not great this morning. Pop sent a meme to Kate, and it's a pencil, and it says, "My first computer, print, delete, and refresh is the pencil sharpener."
That's so funny.
So there's Pop bringing his A game in the meme world. Do you want to sit and join us? Don't Buy Spec Books guy got nominated for best spec video. I mean, it was something like, it was more like informational speculation market watch stuff, something like that. I can't keep track. I believe, and Justin can remind me, that tomorrow there's a Lego show on his channel and I'm supposed to be building something. It's possible. Justin might have missed the no-hitter. I was busy. I went to a baseball game on Wednesday night. I went and saw Shohei Ohtani pitch, one of the all-time great players currently in baseball. And he let a 2-run homer in the first inning, but then he settled down, and it was a lot of fun. I'm not a huge sports guy, but I have always really kind of liked baseball. And I jokingly showed Chet that there's my Angels right there. I got that. It's always in the background there. Always hanging in the background. John has a best collaboration with himself. Well, I usually work with daughters, but one of them is sitting in a chair right there, refusing to join.
I'm too tired. My throat
Yeah,
exactly.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Let's see. John, that Taylor Ward has been amazing. Grand slam. Yeah, he almost hit for the cycle the other night. It was great. But I don't know why we're talking about sports. This is not a sports channel. Let's talk about Neal Adams. Let's talk about Neal Adams because for those that don't know, he was something of an icon in comic books. And certainly in comic book conventions, he was one of the most accessible guys in that he always had his own booth with that giant faux red brick wall thing that he built. That, you know, it was printed out, but he was always like that red brick wall, and all of his art and the massive amount of money it costs to get things signed or to see him. And so, you know, he was always just a staple of a comic convention. So anybody who's been to a Comic-Con probably saw the Neal Adams red wall and knew where he was at all times, could always be like, it's like 2 booths over from the Neal Adams booth. Like, it was a directional tool to know where Neal was. So I loaded some of his stuff here, and I pulled out some of my favorites from my collection. I do love the few X-Men books that he did. I love this Sentinels cover. It's still one of my all-time favorite Sentinel covers just because of the sort of menacing color work that they did with the different variations of the colors. I love the way that Angel's kind of being pulled apart. So cool. This is a classic piece. I know people prefer some of his other covers a little more. And I mentioned this Batman and the Spectre cover for Brave and the Bold that I got recently when I purchased a bunch of the early appearances of the Silver Age Spectre. And this is another great Neal Adams cover. Obviously, he was always really great with hands, and Batman in the blue and gray with the draping cape. Just an iconic gentleman, iconic community, comic book community icon. Oh man. Well, it's gonna definitely get some glare on it, but my head will block it. So just a guy that's worthy of having a lot to say about him. Kate, join. I tell you a story.
Yes.
More bagels. It's always bagels. We got bagels right here. The girls got their bagels. So definitely right there. JP, you always hit the mark. I agree. Magic Lasso is here singing the Kate and Charlie show. Pet a beagle, eat a bagel, and watch the Kate and Charlie show. Or the John and listen to Kate off to the side show. Ariel Red was in here. Where's Ariel? Did I miss Ariel? Where did I miss Ariel? How did I do that? There. Sorry, Ariel. Good morning. Hello to you. Hope things are going well. I don't know how the weather's been over there, but it's been really hot here in California. So I'm sure that there is some heat maybe going across the country a little bit. Kate and Charlie have been doing comic YouTube longer than a lot of people. When do they get a Lifetime Achievement Award? Nailed it. JD says, Kate, let's go get a Disney pretzel.
It would hurt my throat so bad.
No, they're soft pretzels.
But they would be crunchy a little bit.
No, they're the soft ones. Remember with the cream cheese inside. Yeah. Go ahead, go get some hot tea then. There's some.
I can.
Yeah, the tea's the water's hot. Go get some tea.
Oh, that hurt.
All right. Anyways, let's look at some of the covers I pulled. First up, the first one I got loaded here is the Man Bat. I mean, I always think when I think of Neal Adams, it's this kind of cape that I picture. The one that kind of like I don't know where I'm supposed to stand right now. The one that kind of like has that big curve off of his back. It's so Neal Adams, right? And then of course, color wise, that gray and really light blue bat suit is super Neal Adams-y for me. And it just this cover feels exactly like when I picture Neal Adams artwork. This is the kind of cover that jumps to mind for me. That's the right off the bat, one of the first things. Oop, I lost the comment section. There we go. One of the first things that comes to mind. Anyone get tickets for the multiverse yet? Not yet. I have not. And I'm sorry, somehow the chat, I clicked on the chat the wrong way, and now I lost the last few comments. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on here. Let's see here. Ooh, looks like No Good's got his already. There you go. So yeah, this is a beautiful piece. Great color work, and just yeah, this is the Batman I think of when it comes to that. And so along the same lines is this guy right here. Just so cool. The Reaper, Batman's like swinging in. He's always like, seems like he's always like ready to jump or pounce. Robin like on the ground, crouched. I love all of it. And this is during the Batman with Robin, the Teen Wonder title, but it's still just Batman. It was the Batman comic. Again, the big flowy cape, the bright bat suit. This is just that. It's just that Neal Adams touch, that I feel is irreplaceable, and you can't imitate. It's inimitable. Is that the word? You can't imitate it. It's so hard for people to copy this style. It's just so unique to him. I wish I owned a lot more Neal Adams stuff. The truth is, a lot of his stuff was just too expensive. Or I wasn't reading it. Like Green Lantern, Green Arrow, I've never really read. I hear great things. So I never really read a lot of that stuff. Most of I have one of his Batman covers, but it's at CGC right now. So that's something I'm still waiting to get back. But so talented, just absolutely amazing. And what's up, Legion? Good morning. I hope you're doing well. Okay. Chet says, Justin, you got I got my ticket last night for Thursday night. Okay, yeah. See, I'm not going to see it on a Thursday. I probably will go on a Saturday, but we will see how that works out. Grandmaster says, okay, so here's the story without Kate. There's a girl named Kate who would not join her dad on a YouTube show called Comic Book Reviews with My Daughters, and it's a sad story. That is a really sad story, and she just went down the hall. So there you go. Let's see here. As far as do I have another good Batman one? Yes. Look at that Brave and the Bold cover. So cool. Hand outstretched. Dead Man is screaming. I know Old Wolf would love this cover. Dead Man says, I wanted Batman to find my killer, but instead I'm causing his death. Track of the Hook. Dun dun. Oh, that guy's got a big hook for a hand, and he's like swinging it down to kill Batman. I grew up with this style of Batman, like not with the all black costume, but with the bright blue and gray. It was always the thing, right? Doing a lot better now that I see those gorgeous Green Lantern books. Hey, yes, this is one of my favorite Green Lantern covers, period. Absolutely masterpiece. But yeah, I mean, So he did some Brave and the Bold. He did a bunch of Batman, did Green Arrow, Green Lantern. Lots of really great stories that he worked on. And again, those 5 issues of X-Men that he did as well. It's in the 50s of that run, numbered issues. This is the one I think he gets most remembered for. The one that I think he gets, which is hilarious because it's an homage cover to an older comic. So a Detective Comics cover, if I'm not mistaken. I'm actually not a huge fan of this cover. I mean, it's beautiful. I just don't love it because I don't know. It just doesn't feel like a Batman comic to me. It feels like a Sherlock Holmes comic. So this one never ranks super high with me. Like if I was going to pick and choose 2 or 3 that I want to purchase for myself, this one doesn't really do it for me. So, I mean, it's cool and it's all ghosty, but it just doesn't feel like Batman to me. It feels like, Nancy Drew. It feels like it just feels separate from Gotham to me. So I never really liked it, but I know some people that it's their all-time favorite and they just love it. So that's cool. You love you. You do you. This is the one I have at CGC that I really like. Yes. I don't know what the pirate ship is needed for, but Batman at the cover, that giant floating head of Two-Face. Yeah, I was all about this cover. I like it a lot. The detail work looks great. The water, everything. Yeah. I have not read the issue, so I don't know what this deal is with the water and the pirate ship, but I do really dig the cover. What is up, Rod? We're just looking at some great Neal Adams covers. Beware, because Chet is in the chat and he keeps talking about a baseball game last night where your Phillies didn't play well. So just be careful, Rod. Be careful. This cover is quite a metaphor for Johnny and Amber's relationship. Ooh, geez. Yikes. I don't want to worry about that. I mean, I'm just stay careful, Rod. Just stay careful. So I mean, this is one of the 2 that I have by Neal Adams at CGC because I think maybe somebody in the chat can correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Neal Adams draw that cover that is the first John Stewart Green Lantern? The Green Lantern cover where he's like holding Hal Jordan by the chest and saying, whatever. I can't remember it's got his word bubbles all over it. I think he did that cover as well. And that is one of mine that's at CGC as well. So I've got two Neal Adams books at CGC that I'm waiting to get back. Okay, it looks like Chet and Mark are saying that I'm right on that one. Okay, because I thought he did, but I couldn't remember. So those are my other 2 Neal books that I've got at CGC that would continue my little sad little Neal Adams collection. Let's see what else. Of course, this is not maybe slightly ahead of that sort of ghost one is this one, which I absolutely respect because this is just awesome. This is cool. It's creepy, cool, fun. This is the Joker I grew up with. This look, this style of Joker. Neal Adams, the way he drew Joker and the way he drew Batman. I did all the coloring books and all the bed sheets, and everything was based off the Neal Adams style, I feel. So I totally get this. I'm not a mega Joker fan, so this isn't high on my list, but it's a beautiful book that I would never say no to if I saw it for a great deal, just because it's iconic. It is the Joker cover, you really think about it. So it's just one of those kind of books. Ignacio, good morning. Whoops, sorry, I missed you. Where was it? There it is. Ignacio, good to see you. Lasso bought this as a shirt. I mean, it's that kind of a cover. And I know that Neal Adams repurposed it for that Joker cover, and it was Batman holding the card with Joker on it, if I'm not mistaken. So that was one that that has an alternate homage variant by Neal himself. What is up, Chillmonger? I like the joke. He's on a card on an actual deck, right? There you go. I've got a shirt based on that cover too. It's just one of those super, super iconic ones. I'll be nice about baseball and I'll gloat in peace. I mean, you got to watch out for the Mets. You got to watch out. Claim, right? Claim. This is one of those covers. You just claim it. You just claim it. It's just one of those books, right? And we are Legion. We are Legion. Let's see. Do I have any more Batman? Oh, okay. Of the Batman covers that I don't own by Neal Adams, this is probably my favorite. Anything in this Ra's al Ghul story arc, I'm on the watch for getting. I really want to get these issues. And this is a great cover. This I love the light, the way they do the colors on here, the sunset, the low angle. This is one of my personal favorites of his covers for Batman. I even love the giant title, the way that it's this huge black batarang with his face and then Batman really big. I mean, it dominates the cover. The title of the book dominates the cover. This is just all perfection to me. So this is one that's on my hunt list, but most of anything in that early appearances of Ra's al Ghul and those early storylines, those are definitely stuff I'm watching for sure. So that looks like TM is all about it, and so is Rage and Cajun. It's just too good. All the little details, all the lighting, and all the way they control the brightness of the background versus the tiny characters on the camels in the back. So good. So good. So this is one of my favorites. If you haven't seen this, something to watch for, or even read those early Ra's al Ghul stories. And Neal had his hand in a few of those. Really worth your time. Really good. I remember reading those in reprinted, like little floppy graphic novels and stuff. I remember reading some of those reprinted in different ways. And I got one more Batman one, I think. Yeah, this is the last Batman one. I really dig this cover. This is a really creepy, cool Neal Adams cover. So those that haven't seen this one, you get like the 4 panels across the top where Robin is like aging quickly. And then like you have that amazing bottom panel where his cape is fanned out perfectly behind him and he's holding the ashes. And dude, what a great cover. And the funny thing is, it's not even Batman and Robin anymore. Now it's Batman and Batgirl. And there's no Batgirl, but I guess she's like right there. I don't know. This is a really great Detective Comics cover. You what? Lasso says, I just got that tech cover for $4. Dude, $4 for this? Come on. I would definitely pay that for sure. All day, no matter the condition at all. What's up, Shops? Good to see you. Okay, now Kate's coming in, so I'm gonna shuffle over. I'll swap sides with you. I thought for sure Charlie would be in here by now.
Oh, she's still sleeping, I think.
Good morning. I'm just showing off. So a great comic legend and artist passed away recently. His name is Neal Adams. Just yesterday. And he did a ton of early, really great Batman covers. So I loaded a few of them. This is one of his more iconic ones. Mm-hmm. Super Russ says, Nat hasn't seen this one. Good. Then, hey, look, I'm helped out a little bit, showing some fun covers that maybe people haven't seen before. Yes, definitely bright. He was in that era of really bright, vivid colors, but also strong. Look at this bold chiaroscuro, which is that like light and shadows skill that some people manage better than others, right? Some people can really do it, and he is definitely known for it. This is his most famous one that Mark mentioned, I think, for Superman. This cover where it's like, Kryptonite, nevermore. There is a big story that I know Neal talked about this cover a ton because he loved his drawing. And then editorial decided they wanted to put Kryptonite nevermore at the bottom between his legs. And to do it, they stretched one of his legs to fit it.
That one.
The leg on Kate's side has been stretched and looks weird. And it drove Neal Adams crazy. Every time he had to sign or see this cover, he was always like, ugh, the leg cover.
They could have stretched the other one a little too to make it look a little more proportionate.
Or shrunk the words.
Or just lowered him down a little too.
Or laid the words on top of the legs.
Yes. It didn't need to fit. It looks weird to have it.
Once you see the leg is a little bit off, you can't unsee it. But before you even notice it, the cover looks amazing. And the background line work is so iconic. And the pose is so cool. And he looks great. But then you see that leg and you're like, what happened? And that's what happens when editorial does stupid things, right? Shop says, I don't have a lot of Neal covers, but Detective Comics 400 and that Man-Bat cover. Yes, absolutely. This totally reminds me of the Superman cartoon. Absolutely. Yeah, he was sorry, I keep trying to click on things and it's not working. He was not happy with this cover. He was not happy what happened about it. I heard that Neal did a lot for comic artists' rights and fair play. Yes, this is very true. And he fought really hard for those writers and artists to get their due and to retain a little bit of the work they did. Sorry if I ruined this cover for you, Lasso. That was not my intention. I just think it's interesting to know how he felt about some of these covers. And I think this cover in particular, which I think is one of the best Superman covers ever done, is just it's so iconic. But to understand why it infuriated him and that frustration.
I didn't sweeten the tea. I've been drinking half of it.
That's fine. Put a little honey in it. There's honey right there by the toaster. Let's see. Glad I picked that up for a while. The pose he has, right? It's so cool. It's one of my favorite Superman covers. And it's so recognizable, so instantly recognizable. Superman 233 has been on my list to get for a while. Love that cover. There it is. See? The colors in the background, right? That yellow into orange and slight red. So great. So great. X11 says, Neal was also a supporter of veterans and a son of a World War II Army vet. I didn't know that he was a son, but I did know that he supported vets a ton. Still in the top 5 Superman covers of all time. There you go. I mean, it has to be. It just has to be. It's so good. A reprint, and a lot of people have this as artwork, right? They'll have a poster, a wall mount, a shirt. This cover has been reused and repurposed in so many ways. And it's really it is, I keep saying the word iconic, but that's what you do when you talk about somebody like Neal Adams. He is just an iconic creator. The leg, his discussion about the leg and his frustration with it is just it's a classic piece of comic book history. Seawood, what's going on? For those that don't know, Seawood's got some mega books he's moving over on Shortboxed. So what I recommend you do is go to Instagram, find Seawood19, look at his last few posts because he's highlighting how on Shortboxed he's been selling some books. You could get some great books from him for a deal right now. So just heads up. Support a community member, get some cool books for yourself over on Shortboxed, the app. Let's see here. Sorry, I missed some comments here. Ignacio says, it's a huge no-no to edit artist images without their permission. And I know that was part of what really frustrated him for sure. Neal was instrumental in Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster getting their due for the creation of Superman. Definitely part of that process in a big way. I totally agree. Totally agree. Part of the reason he disliked it so much was because he was so proud of the work before they messed with it and ruined it.
I wonder what it looked like before they messed with it.
Right? I'm sure that somebody owns it because a lot of those original art pieces get sold later on because they're black and white and they're on this special kind of paper. Later, when they stretched it out and changed it, that would have been what drove him crazier. Let's see. Sorry. Also love the Superman 233 cover as it's on my wall downstairs. I mean, that's the truth. That's where it should be. Yes, an advocator of creator rights, artists and writers, right? Protecting their rights for sure. Whoop! Super chat From Ariel Red, little donation for the bagel and comic and apparently tea fund this morning.
You usually have tea. It's right there. Right?
I have tea, yes, but you don't usually. Let's see here, Kate. Which clip do you want, Caters? Let's see if I can find. There it is.
It is iconic.
Me party, a party for myself. I'm having a me party, and I need nobody else.
I'm
And
so cool.
let's see here. What's that?
I'm so cool.
You are. Slipping and sliding. Thank you for that, Ariel. Very nice of you. Oop, I clicked the wrong thing.
Oh,
There it
that's
is.
kind of weird.
Yeah, the new clicky buttons here in the StreamYard are a little sensitive. Neal was also an amateur scientist and researcher, big in plate tectonic dysplasia, and had lectures online that are awesome. What? That is definitely news to me, Mark, and I appreciate you giving that kind of information out. That is cool, and that's something I'm going to look for then. Plate tectonics, meaning the earthquakes and the ways in which the land on our planet moves. That's kind of interesting. That's kind of fascinating. I did not know. I did not know that. Oh my goodness. I think I still had a few more covers from Neal that I was going to share. So let me scroll back down to the ones I loaded because I loaded a bunch. I did not get to some of these X-Men ones. Oh, I think I just loaded one. Sorry. He did this sort of run of X-Men covers, including this is the very first appearance of Havoc, brother of Cyclops. And Neal did this really cool sort of negative space cover where it's like all that orange isn't really defined, right? It's just sort of bleeding into the foreground. It's sort of covering over the main drawing behind it. So kind of a cool way to do that. Let's see here. Oh, did I miss anybody? Cowabunga to you, sir. Yes, rest in peace to Neal Adams. And a lot of people don't know that he did some X-Men covers. So, of course, I got to highlight some of the X-Men covers. It's very important. Jeff says, okay, so there's a Neal Adams Superman versus Muhammad Ali, which is another great book that he did. A Whitman reprint with an old price sticker on the top right corner. Plenty of spine ticks at an antique store down the block from you for $75.
Dang.
That sounds like a good deal. Depending on the wear and depending on how beat up it is, it sounds like a pretty good deal. Chet is mentioning the specific X-Men issues that he worked on, 56 to 63, and then also 65.
It just said plenty of spine takes. That's probably all.
Plenty of spine ticks, yeah. It just depends on how many and how bad they are. But definitely worth checking out. And so I told Chet earlier before we went live, I was talking to Chet about this X-Men series of covers. There are some absolutely banger ones. I think it's 65. Chet is, I think, the one when it's like Cyclops laying back and he's blasting at the Sentinels. Really cool cover. If I'm not mistaken, it's 65. But man, now I'm questioning it. But like, I just love the perspectives that he does, the art and light, the light and dark kind of stuff that he does. Really just amazing. And I wanted to spend a little time kind of highlighting some of those awesome books. There is a Fat Man or Batman, one of Kevin Smith's podcast interviews Neal did that was incredible. It was like 4 parts long, and the rest of your life will be better after you listen to it. There you go. Thank you for saying so. Something to look forward to. Neal was a respected artist even back then, that Marvel hired him to boost the slumping X-Men numbers. There you go. It's 59 with the Sentinels and Psych. Okay, there you go. Thank you for helping me out with that. Yes, he did a Sauron cover with the X-Men. Really, really great. Absolutely fantastic.
Like the eye of...
I know it's the same name as the villain from Lord of the Rings, but instead it's that big green dragon looking guy, like a man dragon kind of thing. That might be the last cover that I loaded from Neal Adams. So I'll run through them all again real quick, just so people to see. There's that Man Bat cover that he did. There's that Reaper cover. There's the Dead Man cover from Brave and the Bold. There's that iconic kind of Ghost Batman cover. This is the one I sent to CGC, so that one's getting graded for me right now, but great Two-Face cover. There's his Joker cover, his Ra's al Ghul cover, which is just a great one. That's probably my favorite of the ones I'm showing. His X-Men work, his Superman, iconic Superman cover, and then this one I find a lot of fun. So there's a cool Batman and Robin one. So there you go. A little bit of Neal Adams to start your weekend off with. Neal actually made Cyclops look cool. Truly an amazing artist to pull that off. Burn. Yeah, the pterodactyl. He's a pterodactyl man. Sure, why not? Sauron was on the covers for 60 to 62. Yes, we're talking about Carl. Yeah, you can call him Carl if you want, but Sauron is the creature's name. What's up, Damien? Good to see you, Sleepy Reader. How are things? Neal said the Superman and Muhammad Ali was his favorite. There you go. And that's a magazine size book, if I'm not mistaken. It was a one-off magazine size with Muhammad Ali, the boxer, fighting against Superman in the ring.
Can I see it?
I think Superman took some medicine to reduce his powers. I can load it real quick if you want.
I got it.
Versus Muhammad Ali. Load that one up for people that haven't seen it.
I've seen that one before.
And here is the it's a wraparound cover, famous for having lots of people in the background at the fight.
Yeah.
And I will load that one up just in case people haven't seen it. It's a good one. It's worth checking out. Let's see, where did it go?
I like the wraparound part. That's really cool.
Oh, sorry.
Here's a good one.
Yes. All right.
Oh my God, I hate
There
when
it
my
is.
thing does that. It's like McAfee Web Advisor, and it just sits up there, and you're like,
Yep. You think it's loading, but it's not loading. But there it is. That's the Superman versus Muhammad Ali cover with all the awesome people in the background. I think it was supposed to be Batman and Lex Luthor in the bottom and the front here. It's just a masterpiece. It's an all-time classic. What's up, Jeff? Geek Driven in the chat. What's going on, man? Hope you're feeling well and doing all right. Looking forward to maybe a Doctor Strange hangout, hopefully soon, if you're feeling up to it. Man, I can't think of a comic cover I want more than Superman versus Muhammad Ali. I mean, it's just one of those books, right? It's just one of those books. I love it's in outer space too. If you look up at the top, you see planets and spaceships and
Muhammad Ali alive when he made it?
Oh yeah, he was alive. I think he's God, is Muhammad Ali still alive, folks? He might still be alive. I can't remember. I know that he had some brain issues because of boxing.
Batman at the bottom.
Yes, I said Batman and Lex Luthor are in the bottom. If you skim the crowd, he really put time into all the people who are there. I can try to blow it up a little bigger for you to see. Like that. I think that was supposed to be Alfred E. Newman. It looks like what's his name? The lead singer for Grateful Dead, Jerry Garcia, is the guy with the beard there. So a lot of iconic celebrities of the time and comic book related characters in the crowd for that boxing match. Will Gaines, the publisher for Mad Magazines and EC Comics, Jerry Garcia. Yes, Jerry Garcia. He passed away in 2016. There you go. He died just a little while ago. There you go. Okay.
That was 6 years ago.
Took me a few years, but I finally got a copy of this book. Definitely my favorite of all the treasuries. Those, which is a term sometimes for those who don't know, it's for those larger magazine size books. And I will get rid of that because hey, there we are. We're back again. But yeah, Neal Adams, just worthy of remembrance. Worthy of remembering. Yeah, Jeff is right. Sonny Bono, the musician / senator from California, also in the background there. I got a few comics that I read, and we can actually talk about some comics because I caught up on most of my reading this morning. But I will say a lot of it didn't wow me. Didn't leave me with a great taste in my mouth, like Kate and her sore throat. I'll start off with the thing that I'm most disappointed with, and that is Swamp Thing. Anybody who's loving this, Jennifer, I'm very sorry. I think I'm done reading this. I think something happened when they decided to make this from 12 to 16 issues, and it's just fallen apart for me. I just really am done with this. So I don't know that I'm going to read the final 4 unless I read them digitally, but I think I'm just done buying this. I think it's just come off. The wheels have come off. The wheels have come off of this for me, and I'm not enjoying it. So that one is a Dunskers. I think the issue before this was really frustrating. This one is still kind of frustrating. I just don't know that they know where they're going. It feels like it's all over the place. And everything I liked about the first 5 or 6 issues is gone. Like has nothing to do with what they're doing now. So disappointing overall. Sabretooth, I'm reading digitally, Ignacio. So that one I have yet to read, but I'm going to see it. Ready for Doctor Strange on Thursday, says Jeff. Well, Jeff, aren't we going to do don't we got to get together again? Don't we got to do another hangout? The Nerd Herd Theater hangout? Don't enjoy it, then drop it. I mean, that's fair. Last issue of Swamp Thing I enjoyed was Green Hell. I really hated Green Hell. So maybe I'm in a different boat all around. Uh-oh. Justin is trying to brag. He's texting me his stuff here. I see you, Justin. I hope issue 2 actually comes out. Yeah, I didn't like Green Hell. The only thing I liked about Green Hell was Old Man Constantine. So Old Man Constantine, I thought was cool. Kate's going to grab something so you can see what she's reading. JP wants to know what Kate's been reading, so she will grab that. I did enjoy this issue of Philadelphia from a week ago. I finally got around to finishing that. I was a little behind on my reading, busy with work stuff. Love this cut. Might be one of my favorite Philadelphia covers. So I did enjoy that. Caught up on that. I'm still just reading this for my daughters, but I am not loving it. I'm a little bit bored by it. I know some people absolutely love Dark Knights of Steel. It's just not my thing. But my daughters have enjoyed it, and they are still into it. Although they don't always know the characters. I had to explain who John Constantine was to Charlie. She was trying to figure out who's John Constantine. And he's got a pretty big part in this issue. But, so there it is. Some of the characters I think are kind of cool. Some of the characterizations I don't really like. So it is what it is. Let's see here. The best thing I think I read this week was Step by Bloody Step. Here, Charlie, if you want to put those on the chair over there, you can have a spot. Because Charlie's here now. What's up, Char? Wah, wah.
I said I would come and then
let me. I know you did, yeah. I figured that's what happened. I'll slide over a little bit now that we're not sharing images as much. I would say this. If you have not read Step by Bloody Step and you like indie comics, when this comes out in a trade, you should pick it up. It is a completely silent comic. There's almost no talking. And when it is, the dialogue bubbles are in like a funny font and script that you can't read. So there's really no speaking involved. It's just a visual comic. And in that way, I think it's really, really exciting to read. And I find the characters very interesting. The plot is very unusual. This universe is very different. The subject matter is a little girl who has some kind of power in this bizarre fantasy world. And there's this robot with her face on it that's like taking care of her and traveling her across the landscape. In this issue, they come across a kingdom that wants to sort of abuse her power and tries to trick the robot into being destroyed so that they can have access to her. I think this is really cool. I think it's been really well done, and I've been really enjoying it. The writer is Simon Spurrier, Cy Spurrier, who's done some Marvel books of late and a few indies. And the artist's name is Lopes, Lopes. I'm not familiar with their art, but I thought it's spectacular here. So my recommendation would be grab this Image trade when this story comes out. This is issue 3. Your LCS might have all of them if you want to give it a shot. I just think it's a really different kind of comic, and I think you'd really enjoy it. And it's definitely the best thing I read this week. So take that to the bank. Let me know when and where. I'll be there. Some of the guys are sick. So that might be the reason why I haven't heard some of them. That might be. There you go. Well, hopefully we can figure something out. It is a real challenge for sure. But I think as a reader, I've been really enjoying the creativity that they're using. The artist is Matthias Baraga. Oh, he did Coda. I thought it was Lopes. I thought Lopes gets first name on there. Maybe he's the colorist, inker. I don't know.
Like the movie Coda?
A book called Coda. My other indies, I got New Burn. I'm still reading New Burn by Chip Zdarsky and Jacob Phillips. This has been great. A fun, like a detective comic. It feels like a TV series or a novel series. I've been really enjoying this a ton. And I like the characters. I could legit see this being a TV show, and I would be all in on it either way. So really, really enjoying it. Sorry, a little burp there.
Is that supposed to be like the N6, like a
colorist? Okay, thank you.
Is the N6 because it reminds me of like
It's New Burn issue 6.
Oh.
So that's what the N and the 6 stands for. I don't know how Chip Zdarsky has the time for all the stuff he writes, but I'm glad he does it because this has been a really entertaining read. Can I trust that recommendation when you didn't include Fifth Element? Now, here's the deal. I didn't say that these are the 4 greatest science fiction movies of all time. I was just trying to recommend movies that people might not have seen. I think a lot of people have seen Fifth Element, so I didn't feel the need to recommend the Fifth Element. But I don't think many people saw Dark City. Although it was something different people could recommend. And Arrival, I think a lot of people skipped out on Arrival and missed it. I thought it was a great movie. But yes, it does bring a lot of what I say into question. None of those lists are like, oh, these are the 4 greatest whatevers. Usually it's just movies that I think people should see or that are so great I have to mention them. So there you go. All right, last 2 indies I've got here. I've got Aftershocks Bylines in Blood, which I've been really enjoying as well. A lot of these are some detective kind of stories. And this story's been getting really good as the villain's plot has sort of revealed. Really, really been enjoying this. Erica Schultz, Van Jansen are the creative duo behind this. Sort of a futuristic look at the world and technology, and then a woman trying to solve a murder. So there you go. Looks like Donnie said he's wondering, thought it was supposed to come out in February. What is he wondering about? Let's see here. The Green Hell, when that comes out next. Okay, there you go. And the last one I got is Bolero issue 4. And this wraps up, I think, next month is the finale. I think it's a 5-issue series. Not for kids, but very entertaining and very different for sure. I love Alex Proyas. I think he's very different as a filmmaker. He did The Crow, and of course, Dark City was the movie I recommended, which if you haven't seen, I think is definitely worth checking out. Jennifer Connelly, Kiefer Sutherland, Rufus Sewell, just really cool, fun mix of like future stuff. Like it seems like it's the science fiction future, but also like throwback retro, fedora, detective style visuals. Really cool. The question everything John says. I mean, it's fair. Trust the girl's taste. Dark Knights of Steel is excellent. So there you go. Charlie read the most recent issue of Dark Knights of Steel in the car the other day on the way home. Morbius just posted the Superman Muhammad Ali book on his Instagram. There you go. There you go.
I didn't find a book.
You didn't find a book? What have you been enjoying or reading lately? Anything at all? What are you reading?
School,
yes.
I was reading The Outsiders.
Outsiders. Stay gold, pony boy.
Which is really good so far. And we just got to the part, the church fire?
Yes.
And Johnny is in the hospital.
Yep.
That's essentially where we are. He just had a talk with like Randy guy, the Soch.
Yeah.
And that's where we are right now.
Nice.
But yeah.
There you go. JP, you and I both know that lists are subjective and it's extremely difficult to narrow down to such a small. He's just giving me grief. JP always gives me grief. It's okay. That's what we're here for. So Kate are you going to watch the movie for The Outsiders afterwards? It's why
I
one of
don't
my
know.
favorite filmmakers, Francis Ford Coppola, directed The Outsiders, but he also did the Godfather trilogy and Apocalypse Now and The Conversation and so many great
I
movies.
don't know if we're gonna watch it because we have testing next week.
Well,
and
we
we've
will
got
watch
the-
it when you're done, if not, because it's just a
I
great
haven't
movie.
been reading because testing too.
Yes.
Because can I tell you really quickly the schedule?
No,
No.
I don't think that's going to be very interesting for any of them. Sorry.
Or me.
What have you been reading?
Rocket Boys.
Oh, yeah. I loaned Charlie a copy of Rocket Boys, which is the autobiography they used for the movie October Sky with Jake Gyllenhaal and Chris Cooper. It's the story. No, Tobey Maguire's not in it. It's the story of Homer Hickam, the boy from a small coal mining town who became a rocket scientist working for NASA. And his memoir of that time when in his childhood when he was in high school and learning about physics and rockets with a great science teacher is
And romance.
and romance
That's what it says in the back.
is a chance for him to kind of highlight the value of a great teacher on him and science in school and the opportunities that building rockets with his friends afforded him. So it was great, worthy, great film and great book. So how are you enjoying it?
I'm really liking it. You can definitely see like how it's not just like a memoir for him. It's not just bringing like his story back. It's also bringing like the story of Colwood.
Yes, the town of Colwood.
It's just really interesting to see like how almost everybody in that town worked for the mines. And like how they had a separate town that they called like the war town.
Okay.
And like it's just kind of interesting because some of it like I can relate to, or like I can like relate to because like people still do it now.
Okay.
But then there are other things that like they do, and I was like, I would never
Okay.
thought of that.
Okay.
It's just kind of cool. Like for example, like how they get a house for just by working in the mines. Like it's like we probably wouldn't have that happen to anybody. Like if somebody had to work somewhere, like we probably wouldn't give them a house.
Okay.
So they're like good and bad things that are really like we could probably take from.
It's a really hard time for coal mining at that. That was a really difficult time for them, for sure. I'm trying to fix it, JP. Don't worry, I got you. I'm going into my thing. You can keep talking about the book though.
I'm really enjoying it, and I think
Hidden users. There we
I think
go.
I've actually seen the movie before.
You blocked people?
Of course. I'm just trying to find where Sleepy Reader went.
Oh, well, it's probably not very enjoyable.
I don't see any blocked users. Let's see. Let's see here. It happens sometimes. I did it once on Jen's channel with my phone, and it makes it really easy to bump somebody's name and hit block, and then you can't undo it. So is he listed as blocked or is he listed as timed out? If he's in timeout, it'll end in 300 seconds. Let's see here. I didn't see it. I didn't see it either way.
That's 5 minutes.
It is. Good math.
You just kind of take a 0 off.
I know it. Let's see here. Live. Yeah, it doesn't list. I can see his name. I just can't figure out how to do it in the thing here. So I'll have to figure out after the show if there's a way I can do it. Okay, if he's just timed out, it'll last 300 seconds, and then he'll be back. But I've done it too, so I totally understand. Let's see here. Thank you, CRG, for coming by. I appreciate you saying some nice things. I appreciate that. Major love to Johnny for remembering to get soap. I don't know what that means.
An outsider's, I'm listening.
Oh, there you go. Look, it's an outsider's comment. Look at that. Kate's like right there with it. Let's see here. Did I miss anything else? Did actual Dracula come in here? What's up, Drac? Quit the nice guy routine. You block people. Caught in 720. There you go. What do you want to say?
Oh, and I go. bed again.
You want to go back to sleep?
Me too.
All right.
Also,
It's been an hour. We can be done.
you guys don't have to be.
JP is mad with
just
Red's
tired.
power.
You guys can talk for hours. I'm tired.
You can go back to bed. We got birthday parties and all kinds of things going on today. I think tomorrow I am on in the morning doing Legos with Justin. But other than that, I believe I'm off again till Tuesday when Justin is hosting Omni X-Men or Omni Marvel Fanfare. And we're hanging out with Chet, the Chet-I Knight, to talk about the third issue of that series. Thank you, everybody, for coming by and having a little Neal Adams and indie comic chat. I hope you all have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys back here again soon. Let's see if I can find the little outro. There it is. Bye, gang.